Hello, Squaddies. Thank you for all the love, support, and good vibes you bring to this channel. Whether you're a long-time subscriber or it's your first time here, I appreciate every view, every like, every comment. It truly means the world to me. This channel wouldn't be the same without you, and I'm so grateful to have you on this journey. Let's keep growing, keep sharing, and keep the good energy flowing. Thank you for being the best part of Daily Diaries Friday now. Let's dive in, Squaddies. King Charles and Queen Camilla turned up in Northern Ireland with little advance warning. That's just how it always is when the British royals visit Northern Ireland, even decades after the Troubles officially ended. Security concerns remain a significant factor, and the Windsors have long made it a practice not to announce these trips too far in advance. They don't want to give anybody too much notice, lest it invite protests, security threats, or worse. Given the region's complex history with the British monarchy, discretion remains the order of the day. That being said, this time around, Charles and Camilla were seen moving around pretty openly. And if they were flanked by an overwhelming security presence, then they managed to keep it out of the most circulated photographs. It was an exercise in controlled visibility, close enough to be seen but distant enough to avoid any major confrontations or incidents. One of the more amusing aspects of these low-profile royal visits is the impact they have on crowd turnout. Because there's barely any advance notice about when or where the royals will be making an appearance, there simply isn't enough time for royalists to gather in significant numbers to show their enthusiastic support. There are no mass throngs of well-wishers waving Union Jacks, nor the usual cheering crowds that might be seen in London or Windsor. Instead, these visits are often marked by sparse gatherings of passers-by who happen to stumble upon the event. The result? Yet another awkward, low-energy photo op featuring Charles and Camilla against a backdrop of near-empty streets. It underscores the paradox of their reign, a monarchy that desperately needs public support yet often struggles to generate it, particularly outside of its core strongholds in England. The official reason given for Charles and Camilla's visit to Belfast is that it's part of their annual visit to Northern Ireland. This is, technically speaking, true. Charles has long made a habit of visiting Belfast at least once a year, usually with Camilla in tow. These visits tend to follow a familiar formula: a handful of public appearances, a few carefully chosen interactions with local dignitaries and community leaders, and the handing out of a few royal honours or awards to notable citizens. It's a way for the monarchy to maintain a presence in Northern Ireland without overplaying its hand. The visits are meant to project stability, continuity, and a sense of unity, however fragile that unity may be in reality. During this trip, Charles and Camilla visited Belfast's commercial court, which is considered one of the most beautiful and photogenic streets in the city. Naturally, this presented an opportunity for the couple to be photographed in a setting that would make for good press. The staging of such photo ops is a time-honored tradition in royal visits. Every detail, from the backdrop to the lighting, is carefully considered to ensure the best possible images. The royal couple also stopped by a pub called The Friend at Hand, a fitting name for a place where they could enjoy a casual, seemingly spontaneous moment with the public. Of course, Camilla, who has long been known for her fondness for a drink, was particularly enthusiastic about this part of the visit. She and Charles participated in a whiskey tasting, sampling some of the local spirits. The pub, which boasts an impressive collection of liquor bottles on display, provided an ideal setting for a moment of relaxed, informal engagement. During the tasting, Charles took a sip of whiskey and declared it very good, while Camilla, never one to shy away from a drink, proclaimed it delicious. The moment was light-hearted and, for all intents and purposes, uncontroversial, but it also reinforced a well-known aspect of Camilla's public persona, her appreciation for fine spirits. Over the years, she has made no secret of her preference for a good drink, and it has, at times, even been the subject of light-hearted ribbing in the British press. Whether it's wine, gin, or whiskey, Camilla's enthusiasm for alcohol remains one of her more well-documented traits. Meanwhile, Buckingham Palace has been working hard to build anticipation for Charles and Camilla's upcoming trip to Rome next month. The visit is being positioned as a significant diplomatic engagement with a particular emphasis on their scheduled visit to Vatican City. The royals are reportedly keen to meet with Pope Francis, who recently recovered from a serious hospitalization due to an infection. A papal audience would certainly add a layer of gravitas to the trip, lending it a sense of religious and cultural significance. Pope Francis, known for his candid and often unscripted remarks, will no doubt have something interesting to say when he meets the royal couple. Given his reputation for being both deeply compassionate and occasionally blunt, it will be fascinating to see how he interacts with Charles and Camilla. There is, of course, also the question of what he might think of Camilla specifically. The Pope, who has often spoken about issues of morality, faith, and family values, might have a few thoughts on the current Queen Consort, given the well-documented history of her relationship with Charles. Will he offer a diplomatic pleasantry, or will he let slip an unfiltered comment? If nothing else, it will be an interesting moment to watch. Beyond Vatican City, Charles and Camilla's itinerary in Rome is expected to include visits to various cultural and historical sites. Italy, with its deep historical ties to the British monarchy and its status as one of Europe's most influential nations, offers an excellent stage for royal diplomacy. The trip will likely involve meetings with Italian officials, engagements with British expatriates living in Italy, and perhaps even some carefully choreographed public walkabouts. However, as always, security considerations will play a major role in shaping the visit's logistics. Back in the UK, the response to the upcoming Rome trip has been mixed. While some royal supporters see it as an important diplomatic mission, others view it as yet another lavish excursion for a monarchy that has increasingly struggled to justify its expenditures. The cost of royal travel, particularly for overseas visits, has long been a point of contention. Critics argue that in an era of economic uncertainty, the British public should not be footing the bill for royal globetrotting. Supporters, on the other hand, contend that these visits serve an important purpose in maintaining Britain's global relationships and soft power. At the end of the day, Charles and Camilla's recent activities, from their quiet visit to Northern Ireland to their highly publicised plans for Rome, highlight the ongoing balancing act of the modern monarchy. They must remain visible yet not overexposed, traditional yet adaptable and ever mindful of their public image. Their visit to Belfast, while largely uneventful, was a reminder of the monarchy's careful approach to Northern Ireland, a place where history looms large and where royal appearances are as much about optics as they are about genuine engagement. Their upcoming trip to Rome, meanwhile, will be another test of their ability to navigate the complexities of royal diplomacy in a world that is increasingly skeptical of hereditary privilege. As always, the success or failure of these royal excursions will largely depend on the public's perception. Will Charles and Camilla's efforts be seen as meaningful contributions to Britain's international standing, or will they be dismissed as yet another instance of royal pageantry? Only time will tell. In the meantime, we can only wait and see what Pope Francis has to say when he finally meets Camilla. Will it be a moment of warm diplomatic exchange, or will the Pope's famously candid nature lead to an unforgettable interaction? Thanks for tuning in, squaddies. You guys are amazing, and I can't thank you enough for the love and support. If you had a good time, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you never miss out on the vibes. Let's keep this community growing. Share it with your friends. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay awesome, stay inspired, and keep those good vibes flowing. Keep crushing it, squaddies.